Hey, Soul Circle. How's everybody doing? Take a seat. I know it's hot outside, right? So, you'll probably hear the fan as it churns and all sorts of good stuff. Soul Circle. But I must give a shout out to whom you say? The United States of America. Happy birthday, USA. 4th of July, Independence Day. We'll discuss very briefly my issues with that, right? So we all know I got issues with that, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that. But like today was supposed to be all about the 4th of July and Independence Day and the history of Independence Day, and then something epic happened, right? Something epic happened. And what is that? Right, Soul Circle? That is the Jay-Z album. Jay-Z dropped an album that is epic. Just epic. For anybody who is a hip-hop lover, for people who don't even consider themselves hip-hop lovers, but they grew up during the time of real hip-hop, like where they were really saying something, like it was about lyrics and beats. And, saying something, even if it was a different something, right? So you had the conscious hip hop, you had the party hip hop, you had the fun hip hop. Like they were different types of hip hop. But like today, it's just, mumble hip hop, mumble as in MUMBLE, and hip hop talking about, like I was just flabbergasted when I heard the hip hop song talking about pandas. Pandas, like, I'm not sure what that is. Of course, for people that came up when hip hop was first introduced, you knew about like the concrete jungle, and that meant something. And the inner cities, it was something being said, from the streets, like it was the voice of the streets. Today, you got people that consider themselves hip hop artists. They are wearing tight pants and blush and makeup and just all of the things to me that don't symbolize hip hop at all. And what it was intended to do is intended to give a voice to the streets, because corporate America wasn't giving the streets a seat at the table. But hip hop did. Hip hop forced itself in. Because today, Burger King and everybody is using hip hop. But, it forced its way to the table, and they have a seat like at the front of the table. Hip hop has a seat at the front of the table. But I know for those of us that love hip hop, there was a certain, you were scared, right? You were scared because hip hop was taking a turn. But anyway, so we will briefly go into Independence Day. All during this show, I'm going to highlight and spotlight the epic dropping, the epic artist of Jay-Z, Jigga Man, whatever you want to call him, right? Beyonce's husband, whatever you want to call him. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Jay-Z. Jigga. The Jigga Man. He did it. He did that for all of us who are adulting, and those of us that should be adulting, but that we're not. But those of us that are adulting, like Jay-Z put out some real substantial work and words and lyrics and beats that make you just stick your chest out like, yeah, that's the hip hop I know about. That's what I know about. And of course, my thing is the female MC, but she's coming. She's going to make her way. That real female MC that's not based on her booty and how big her booty is and how big her breast is and how naked she can be, but it's really about her lyrics. She's coming. She's about to take her seat at the table too, because Jay-Z is opening the door. He's opening the boardroom. He is clearing off the table, and everybody's going to have a seat at the table when it comes to real, genuine hip hop. So Jay-Z, and one of the first songs that he put out off of the Reasonable Doubt album is Jay-Z featuring Foxy Brown. Ain't no And then when we come back, I will go briefly over, because I got to give you something about Independence Day and my issues with it, right? So we're going to start off with That's My Song, because this was my song. This is my song and will forever be my song, because he really spoke, about, relationships and possibly, relationship goals and just how, people felt about relationships. But here's Jay-Z featuring Foxy Brown, Ain't No...
Fox Brown. I keep it fresher than the next bitch. No need for you to ever sweat the next bitch. With speed, I make the best bitch see the exit. Indeed, you gotta know you're thoroughly respected. By me, you get the keys to the Lexus, but no driving. Got your own 96 something. The ride and keep your ass tighter than Versace. That's why you gotta watch your friends. You got to watch me. They connive and shit. The first chance to crack for bank. They'll try me. All they get is 50 cent francs and papayas from the village to the telly. Time to kill it on your belly. No question. Have more black chicks between my sheets than essence. They say sex is a weapon, so when I shoot, meet your death in less than 8 seconds. Still pounding in my afterlife, laughing, my shit is tight. Who you asking, right?
Ain't no nigga like the one I got.
No one can fuck you better.
Sleeps around, but he gives me a lot.
Keeps you in diamonds and leather.
Friends that tell me I should leave you alone.
Tell the freaks to find a man that they own. Man that they own.
Yeah, fresh to death in Moschino. Coach bag looking half black and Filipino. Faking no jazz, got you a beaver to feel important. Surrounded your feet and Jonah Davis and Charles Jordan. I keep it dug with love, you know these hoes be making me weak. Y'all know how it goes be, and so I creep. I've been sinning since you've been playing with.
So that is a snippet of Jay-Z, and it features Foxy Brown. That was the track that introduced Foxy Brown to the world. So it ain't no, but I think because since I was made in America, ain't no country like the one I got, right? So let's talk about Independence Day real quick. So I feel a certain way about it because yes, it is about the red, white, and blue, but there was a lot of ish going on with the red, white, and blue. Like there was a lot going on in 1776. I mean, those of us that were enslaved, we didn't even have our freedom yet. And so in 1776, this country was built on what? The Native Americans were wiped out. Not wiped out completely, but, they were suddenly, this wasn't their land suddenly. And so there's that issue. And then there's the issue of slaves that, they are enslaved. Like the country is built on slaves and this human labor and this human product of people churning out whatever product, cotton, whatever, but it turned out money. And so that there's certainly an issue with that. Now, when it comes to Independence Day, many countries celebrate Independence Day. So it just so happens that the U.S., their Independence Day is July 4th, 1776. And do your research on that, because I'm not going to go into that because, I really want to get to talking about Jay-Z. But, through research, I read that Independence Day is really July 2nd. And, the Declaration of Independence was written July 2nd, but it doesn't get signed into by Congress and by everybody that could sign it until July the 4th. But in terms of other countries, of course, I'm going to shout out my Trinity Massif. Trinidad has their Independence Day in August 31st, from Britain, from the British rule. And then Canada is July the 1st. That's their Independence Day from British rule. And then another example of, so that I don't want people to think, Independence Day is something that is celebrated all over the world. It really isn't. It's just here. And so I get so mad when people are like, July 4th, oh, that's a holiday. Why aren't other countries doing this? Just think about it. Like, it's so simple to think about. But, July 4th only is important to the U.S. of A. and the 13 colonies that then turn into the 50 contiguous states. So just definitely keep that in mind. And the 4th of July is just commonly associated with various public and private events and the celebration of American history, American government, and traditions of the U.S. And so you see where my issue is, right? The history of the U.S. is not pretty. Like when you're really talking about the history of the U.S. and the blood that has been spilled and the people that have been hurt and harmed in the process of building what could be and is on its way to be a great country, we have stumbled. We have stumbled across a we have stumbled across a speed bump because we were on our way to greatness, but we have fallen across, President 45, and that is America's speed bump. That is part of American history, and it says a lot about America. So we definitely need to keep that in mind about America, and that slavery was, by the time 1776 comes around, with all of the 13 colonies with Lincoln, like I said, the emancipation wasn't until 1863. And so, how is it in 1776 it's supposed to be such greatness when in fact we got black people that are, they're enslaved, and the Native Americans are being wiped out constantly with what they do. And America would not be here without what the Native Americans did, right? So the settlers that landed, they didn't know how to eat, they didn't know how to live, and it was the Native Americans. I talked about that in my Thanksgiving podcast with all of y'all. They were shown different things, but 4th of July comes about and we act like we don't remember that. We don't know that. So that is definitely, that's part of my issue with the 4th of July. But be that as it may, the 4th of July is what it is, right? So know that the fireworks stems from the 13 gunshots saluting the 13 colonies. So that's where fireworks come from. I know people are talking about how is it, it's the 4th of July and we really had this big celebration of fireworks and all that kind of stuff. But, that's where that all comes from, right? So one of the big songs of the time was God Bless America. And so, I had to segue into this, right? With Jay-Z, God bless hip hop, because Jay-Z really did that. As I said in my opening, Jay-Z just really, 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 he did that. He did that for grown folk. He did that for everybody that is adulting. So, unfortunately, I don't have any songs from 444, but if you get the opportunity, you need to take a listen to it. I'm going to go over the track listings and everything. And like I said, I'm going to go over songs from Jay-Z. But this was just so epic what he did. Like, I salute him all day long, because he just really shows hip-hop is not dead, as many people would say. Hip-hop is alive and well. And it's adult. It's adult. We ain't talking about pandas or nothing stupid. We talking about real adult stuff. So, I'm going to take us to the next Jay-Z song. And this one is Jay-Z, Can't Knock the Hustle.
Okay. All right, big man. You want to make some big bucks, huh? Let's see how tough you are. You know something about cocaine? Dígame. You kidding me or what, man? There's a bunch of Colombians coming in Friday. New guys. They said they got 2 keys for us, for openers. Pure cocaine. You tell them capiche. I want you to go over there. And if it's what they say it is, you buy it and you bring it back. You can do that. You make